Happy New Year. Welcome to 2020. Isaac and I were just chatting last night about our goals for 2020. Every year we sit down at the end of the last year, at the beginning of the new year, and we talk about what our goals are for the year and what do we want to accomplish personally and professionally, and what did we really want to create in the new year. For me, this year it's a lot about becoming a mom, being a working mom, but I also think about my travel goals, the things that I want to see or places I want to go, the experiences that I want to create for myself, for my family. And I know a lot of other people are coming up with their goals and their resolutions for the year. So I wanted to sit down and chat a little bit about what it takes if traveling is a goal that you have for this year, what it takes to make that happen. I know a lot of people struggle with feeling overwhelmed or stuck or frustrated when it comes to creating a lifestyle that you want. And so I want to address some of the things, the challenges that might be getting in the way of you getting where you want to be. And I'm going to talk about what does it really take to create that vacation or that trip that you've been dreaming about. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I've been there. That was my experience the first time I ever planned a trip. It was overwhelming trying to figure out all of the details, figuring out how to budget and find the money, and then figuring out who to go with, how to go there. All of those pieces were really difficult, and it felt like a non-starter. I didn't actually think I was going to go. I stood around in the travel agency for over an hour looking at the brochures, thinking, how in the world would I actually be able to make this happen? And I didn't grow up, we went on family trips, but it was like road trips and, places that we had family. I didn't have a lifestyle where that even was something that entered my mind as a possibility until I got to college and I had exposure to all these things. And so then I wanted to be able to have access to that type of lifestyle. And so it took some trial and error to figure out what it took to actually make that happen. And so I want to share with you from my own experience and what I've learned in terms of what makes that work. And what matters the most to me is really to help you have travel experiences, not just for the sake of traveling, but because it helps you to be more and discover more about yourself and who you are, and share yourself with the world. So let's talk about how to achieve your travel goals for 2020. I have 3 things that I want to share with you. These are the musts in order to achieve your travel goals in 2020. The first one is making it a priority. This is the foundation for everything. It has to be a priority because when you think about your priorities, that dictates where your most valuable resources go, your time, your energy, your attention. And I was listening to a video, I think it was Will Smith, and he said we use commodity words when we talk about things like time and attention. Commodity words, he meant like we pay attention and we spend time because those things are so valuable. We talk about them in the same way of them having a cost as we do with our money. And so if you want to know what your priorities are, and you may think you know what your priorities are, if you really want to know, then you should look at where those resources are going. Where do you spend your time? Where do you spend your money? And where do you spend your attention? And that will tell you what is showing up as a priority in your life, even if you don't want it to be or you don't believe it should be a priority in your life. That is going to tell you what's really important to you at that moment in time. And the reason that this matters is because you can only be effective in life when you are busy with the right things. It's easy to get swamped with just daily life, to get distracted by things, and then you feel overwhelmed with all of the stuff, the running around and chasing after stuff, and you don't actually get to accomplish what you want and have that life you aspire to because you're so busy being busy with stuff versus being busy with the right things that will actually help you accomplish what it is that you want in life. And so, the biggest thing that people always say when they want to travel but they feel incapable of doing so is they'll say, I don't have the money, I don't have the time. And I realized for myself that a lot of that came out of what I was prioritizing. If I'm spending money on going out to eat, then I'm not going to have that money to put aside for a vacation or a trip or any other thing that I want. If I'm spending a bunch of money going shopping and buying, stuff at H&M and things that I'll wear one time and then I'll wash it and it won't ever be able to be worn again, then I'm not going to have that money to put it towards the things that are really important to me. So And the same thing goes with your time. It's like if you're spending time watching TV or just anything, chasing after anything that's not that important to you, then you don't have that available to you for the things that actually are important to you. So I think the reason that this is really important is because not living in sync with your priorities actually eats up all of these resources. It eats up your time. And those kinds of resources are not something that you can get back. So you losing all of these valuable energy that you're putting behind these things makes it harder for you in life overall. You end up actually suffering because you don't have the things that you want. So it's really important, if you want travel to be a central part of your life, if you have a goal that you want to accomplish around taking a trip or having a certain experience, then it has to be a priority. And then by having that as a priority, you can match that with your lifestyle in terms of how you spend your time, money, energy, all those valuable resources. The second thing is surrounding yourself with like-minded people. There's this quote that I heard, it's an old proverb that I really enjoy, and it says, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future." And really, this goes for anything in life. If you want to be a great athlete, then you would surround yourself with other people who will push you, will motivate you, will encourage you to do the things that you need to do in order to accomplish that goal. And the same thing goes with, if you wanted to travel more, you would need to be around people who are encouraging you and feel that there's value in that. So if you have friends who don't believe that that is something that's valuable, then you might feel discouraged. You might be encouraged to spend like your money and time, those priority resources, on something that doesn't actually help you get to your ultimate goal. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have friends who are big travelers and who are going on trips every month or every week. It really means that you have people around you who are encouraging you, that they're people who would push you, that if this is a risk that you want to take, you have people in your life who are risk takers, and that they would be behind you 110%. They want you to have a big life because they have a big life. And there's, I think the scriptural is like, if you walk with wise men, you will be wise as well. So if you walk with people who are risk takers, if you walk with people who have big lives, who are up to big things, then that will also be the way that you show up in life. So look around you at your group of friends or the people that you spend the most time with, and are they the kind of people that will encourage you, lift you up, and help you to make your goals happen? Are they the kind of people who every time you hang out with them, they have the same problems, they want to talk about the same stuff, and they just don't really seem like they're moving anywhere in life? If that's the kind of friends that you have, which I totally have people like that, and I still keep them in my life, but we have a certain kind of relationship, and I don't necessarily have them as a central portion of my life because they don't help me move forward, because they're in a certain place in their life where they haven't been able to do that. So really take a look at who you're surrounding yourself with, because by having like-minded people, it helps push you, motivate you, and get you to the place that you want to be. And that's really, really important, is to have that support system. And the last must that I have for you is to not wait on anything or anyone. And this really came from my own personal lesson of sitting there and wanting to do something, but feeling like I was incapable because I didn't have somebody to walk with me and do it with me or be there with me. And so a lot of that has meant I've used the opportunity to travel on my own to open up more doors and opportunities for me to travel and see the world, meet other people along the way, those like-minded people who have then pushed me and propelled me to be able to do that more and more. So I know a lot, especially for women or people who are, haven't traveled a lot, that going on your own can seem really intimidating and scary. Or you might think, I need to wait to do these things until I've met Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. I need to do this. Or you might be with your significant other and they don't have an interest in traveling. And so you have put off doing those things because you don't want to do it on your own. And I just want to encourage you to consider that you don't have to wait on the other person in order to live the life that you dream about, and that there is great value in you being able to discover things about yourself and to share more of yourself with the world by being willing to go it alone and not waiting on anyone or anything. So that might also be, feeling like I need to wait until I have that perfect house, the perfect job, the retirement savings that's perfectly set aside before I'm able to take this kind of action in my life. And that was something that I found myself thinking about when I was in school. It was, I need to have the perfect career and have that figured out. And I need to have the right relationship. And I need to have this much money in the bank. And I need to have X and Y and Z. And I realized at one point, as I was making the list of all the things that I needed to have, that there could always be something in the way of me doing the thing that I wanted to do. If this week it was about the money, next week it could be about, I have a family now, so I need to be there with my family. I can't do X, Y, and Z. Or I now have all of these other financial responsibilities, and so I can't do it because I have to make sure I go to work to pay for all of these things. And the reasons and the excuses could keep piling up, and I would never actually get to where I wanted to be because I could always think of a reason not to. So waiting on something or someone will just keep you where you're at right now. And that's not what I want for you. So don't allow all of the waiting for something else or someone to keep you in that someday I will place. Really to think about what it is that you want and believe in your own power to be able to do it on your own. So I know that you can do it. I did it. I had absolutely no business doing it on my own because I didn't know what I was doing, but a lot of us don't. Most of the time, taking action before you're actually ready is the only way to get where you want to go, and to get ready is to just move. So those are the three things that I wanted to share with you today. Making it a priority, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, and not waiting on anything or anyone, really just betting on yourself. So you might have noticed that the stuff I shared today, it wasn't necessarily like the step-by-step way that you're going to achieve your goals. It's really something that I noticed is the stuff that gets in the way of achieving goals is usually more about the mindset than the actual obstacles themselves. So the money or the time or the planning of the trip isn't what actually keeps you from taking the trip. It's the way that you think about all of those things. And so that's why I wanted to share these three things today. And if you're struggling with how to overcome any of the things I talked about today, let's chat about it. I'd love to hear from you. You can leave me a comment. I love talking about all things related to travel, obviously, and also just, that improvement and setting goals and figuring out how to achieve them. So I would love to talk with you. Feel free to leave me a comment. We can talk more about it. And I would love to know what you're up to in 2020. It's the beginning of the year, so I know it's a really exciting time, fresh start. What are you going to be up to in 2020? Where are you going? Where are you headed? What are you creating in this new year? So please let me know. Leave me a comment, or if we have that one-on-one kind of relationship, you can hit me up personally. We can talk about what are you up to this year. And I hope you guys have an awesome rest of the weekend. I go to work tomorrow for the first time in 5 months, so please, everyone, wish me luck. I have not been to work in 5 months, and tomorrow's my first day back, so that is going to be interesting. But yes, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're up to in 2020 and where you're headed. Have an awesome Sunday. Bye.